So just a little bit more on the different types of reports that are out there. And you can see on this chart, there's the least rigorous on the bottom and the most rigorous on the top. That's the reliability spectrum. On the top is a full reserves and economics evaluation, where we go in and look at the independent data and come up with our own evaluation and pull out a full report on all those assets. The next level down is an audit. And sometimes that term is misused as a full reserve report, but an audit essentially, in a rigorous audit, would be where we look at the major value properties, maybe 80%, 75% of the value, or maybe the top fields of consideration, and do a full detailed evaluation there. The other parts will be looked at in just generally overview to make sure that they're consistent with overall trends and so forth. Now, audits have a little bit of complication in that you have to have something to audit. So the reserve report from the client has to be available, so we can do a comparison. So you prepare a comparison to that client's reserve report and come up with a level of tolerance. And if we're within 10%, we'd have an unqualified reserve audit. The next level is reviews, and reviews are very not quite the detail that we have on the other two levels. They are specific items sometimes. A lot of times there's time constraints involved. You may look at the process that people are going through, or look at some major field, and it's very much not a very detailed report, but it is an indication of kind of where you may want to look for future detailed evaluations. And then on the bottom of the list here is a procedures review. So all this does is really say, did they follow the recommended procedures to do an evaluation? It addresses methodologies, really not the results. So as we always say, that the devil's in the details, and you really need to look at beyond procedures review. These are things that might be just predecessors to more detailed audits or full reserve reports. So generally, reserve reports are not created equal. They're established. Reliability is by reading the letter of the report, so you need to understand that. We have a full evaluations and section of our seminar that we present each year that talks about evaluating, what's in the letter. And also you need to ask questions about what's going on in the depth of the investigation and the level of detail that the report was done. So we talked about the reserve reports. Now, what do you put in there? You put the reserves and resources in there. Why do they exist? Well, certainly they're to kind of get things on a standard database, right? So it allows you to quantify the risk and uncertainty associated with the recovery of hydrocarbons. There's a standardization here, and also allows capital markets to have some consistent standards to use.